down. Okay, I'm going to do a really quick found poem, a bit like you guys, but I haven't collaged this. This is just found on the back of a van. Respect the mic. So this poem was found on the back of a van belonging to a business called Coral, what does windows and conservatories. The coral fish. No one can touch us. The fish live in the coral reef and feel safe and secure. In nature, the fish protects the coral. In our hands, the coral customer is in safe hands. In return, the customer gives life to coral. I just think that applause goes to that person working for that windows and conservatories company who wrote that on the back of a van. It occurs to me that although we are here, we could just as easily, not be. Let's make this a liminal space, a passing place where we might conjure all our different lives at once. Like, you are a lovely, middle-aged, middle-class hippie. You are a refugee with no papers working at the chippy. You are the most experimental ballerina in the Scottish Highlands. You are an avid collector of Moomin-related items. You are waiting on a text about someone else's diagnosis. You have your exam revision pressed in your face, trying to absorb it through osmosis. You're late to work, you're unemployed, you're a child of deaf adults, you're sensitive to noise, you are a policeman for your sins. You are always stopped and searched for the colour of your skin. You are picking a number, you are picking your nose, you are lighting a cigarette, you are lighting a pyre, an oil lamp, a candle. You are sighing in relief, you are gripping tight the handle. You are all these things and more right now. All the things you could have been, somehow should have been, if only you'd said no. If only you not lost your keys. If only you hadn't caught his eye. If only you hadn't looked up at that precise moment. In another universe, you said no. You were distracted, more organized, hyperactive, different. And you acted differently. And you never ended up here with me. And now you're probably feeling very lucky. But actually, at this point, the poet's gaze fixes into an indeterminate point in the swallowing abyss, and he raises his hands to his mouth to tear the poem apart as it leaves his lips and shatters into many forms across many worlds. His hands are burned and finally satisfied to be marked with something, even if it's a kind of undoing. Undoing is undeniably the commonest element after all, and after all, he has much undoing in his immediate future. He must undo his lies of transmutation, unmake his false promises of shared existence across borders. But even as he invites in the spirits of the depths, they talk in tongues into his ears and sicken him with delusions of knowing. Be a refugee, he says, and you wonder what he knows of this. Be a police officer, he says, and you wonder if it fits. Be someone other than yourself, he says, and you think, what do you know of my life? A greater poet than I once took me aside late at night at a New Year's Eve party and said, the eddies along along the river, where the current catches and spirals in little pools that give unexpected reprieve from the endless pool downstream. This is where the life happens. Tell them about the eddies. It is a bona fide wonder to have spaces like these, where we can conjure everyone and everything in the passionate highs, but outside, people's division and isolation are not simply matters of choice. Contrition and imagination are not enough to give back a stolen voice. Behind every event or non-event in a person's life, there are entire weather systems pushing for and pushing against. Which is not to say that any of this is a waste. It's not about shame or blame or contrition. It's not only naming privilege and understanding division. It's about the ways in which we listen. It's about withstanding contradiction. You have a vitality that is unknowable to me. Only you can nourish it, but we can all encourage it. Don't get lost in my blah 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 blah. Be you, but also be other people. Go outside and meet other people and give them a piece of you.